And hopping into this has been a very fast-paced game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we get more of that here, Dinko, as we get into map number 3. Knife round has concluded. OG came out on top of that, and, well, no surprise, they have opted to start on that CT side. Let's see. Is this one going to have just as much of a punch as the previous two maps? There's been a lot of individual performances popping off today. Stown for Heroic, Flames for OG. Let's see who's going to be the hero of map number 3, and the 1x bet odds couldn't be closer right now. Still just favoring Heroic here. Mantuu across mid, a bit of info with that second mid peek, and oh, hangs around for a little bit too long. Cops a bit of a goosh right there.
Yeah, we'll go down pretty low. Utility at the ready to go down into Banana to try and soften up some of these Heroic players. A lovely shot from Stown. Flames is just removed.
That was the two biggest names in the server going toe-to-toe right there, and that nade as part of the contingency didn't do any damage. They are going quick towards A. Nico and Mantuu have to defend this on their lonesome right now.
Smoke out towards Moda. They're going to try and wrap from two sides, but Mantuu's position in pit is strong. We need a good start from him. He's looking to try and take some of these numbers down and thin the herd. Unfortunately, unable to get anything done, but luckily Nico making up for 2. And now it's just Valde left in the clutch. Goes for the shot, gets taken down. Stown will remove him, and Heroic have the pistol.
Well, there's been pretty decent in the clutch, right? We've seen him in some good moments, but a 1-on-3. The fact he whiffed that first shot right there. I hate shooting a pistol player if they're not looking at me, and I feel like Valde just had that go his way. But Heroic grab the first round here, and they will be going up against the 4 spy of OG, who have opted for the Deagles, 4 of which, and a Mag 7. So let's see how much munching that can do. A couple of smoke grenades as well. That's another key element here we need to keep an eye on as they all head over towards the B bomb site to have a delivery service. Thank you very much.
Everyone's favorite one-man setup on A with a Mag 7. We'll see how that goes.
On the long side as well, right? Normally we'd see him in Boiler or we'd see him playing around apartments, but yeah, just the long side. Now here's the thing. The reason that it actually could be pretty viable over towards that side of the map is a lot of teams on anti-ecos or anti-4 spies like to use the range of their rifles, and going long can give you exactly that. So let's see if they do opt to go back into Valde's domain. He seems to be standing pretty still at this juncture. The 3-man B defense of OG hasn't moved, even with the smokes coming on through to make that one interesting as possible. But rerouting, a new direction, a new path of attack as they all congregate in that mid-alley, and maybe, just maybe, they do walk right into this Mag 7.
That would be meaty for OG to see if Valde can get something out of that. But he also has help now. He's no longer alone. He has got Nico with the Deagle, and he's looked crisp today. Let's see if they decide to go long.
Oh, here they come.
Valde, he's so ready. He knows he's got a bunch of cash in front of him.
Oh!
Fortunately, hits 2 headshots. 1 single point of health for Stown.
That is so rough right there from Valde. He must be feeling robbed, but at least he's put Caden and Stown in a position where they can be blown on over. Do they want to continue the onslaught onto A? Time now starting to become a bit of an issue, and it is just the one man of Nico, but they have no idea what lies in wait.
They can take their time, but there's not a lot of it.
They have to go A. If they go mid to B, they will lose the round. They have to wrap through this smoke of their own design.
And if Nico can run this clock down further, if he can create some chaos, this could get messy for Heroic.
The time.
Nico has to worry about 2 sides, though, and that split luckily gets Heroic into the site.
That's a sigh of relief right there. And you can see the rest of the teammates from OG, it looks like they've hung him out to dry, but at that point, it's like, okay, look, if you can stop this on your lonesome, you can potentially win the round. But if they come back to B, we're going to stay here. We're going to stand strong. If they go away, we'll hold on to the Kevlar, we'll hold on to the nades and those Deagles to have a crack with in the next round of play. I imagine if Valde was able to get 1 or 2 of those kills that he had on his plate right there, then they would have got stuck in and tried to assist. But foregone conclusion, second round for Heroic here, handled considering how much damage was done. All 5 staying alive. And the score will read 2-0. It's going to be interesting to see, like, because as we mentioned, this is still a new OG roster. I know it's only 1 player, right? I know it is just Nexa, but when it's the leadership of the team, right, that's when you can start to see how different they look. Maybe there's a couple of comfort zones. You don't know exactly what Alexi was doing for them before. So it's still these early stages that we're learning about OG.
And you would say that, you know, Alexi B and Nexa aren't exactly cut from the same cloth when it comes to in-game leading. So definitely going to be some differences there. And so unlucky. Like, how can you be so unlucky?
Yeah, that is rough right there.
Well, he made the right call. Just unfortunately, it doesn't work out exactly how he wants it. Imagine he gets 2 picks there, though. That's a completely different round. And Heroic could be counting their lucky stars about this one. Heroic will be into a very good buy. OG still with what they saved in the last round, but not much else around it. Should be 3-0 start here for Heroic.
Yeah, this one would be Heroic tripping over their own shoelaces, really.
What's the goal here for OG?
Look, a couple of kills just to make sure that that T-side economy is humbled a little bit. If they get to roll into the next round of play with all 5 alive again and 2 MAC-10s, that's where we get to see Heroic go for something quite risky. I mean, if they have to rebuy, they get the AKs out, it's going to be a bit more of a tentative approach, I assume. But once again, banana control, now back towards top mid. Same Molotov over towards that porch side. Flash over towards Arch. Blinds up the Nexa who wants to peek. Oh, and Bullet, just all right.
Nexa's going to go for the second time of asking. Good flash from Stown. Really playing the percentage here. They do not want to go down to a single pistol. And that opens up the split into A yet again. This time OG are not going for the save, so those players that were B can come back. It's very difficult to see how this one's going to work out, but suddenly they're beginning to show me. mantuu and Valde with kills in the pistols. Sound and sjuush trying to recover, and they will do just that. It is now Nico into the 1 versus 2. They've got the pit, so that's a very strong position to be in. Smoke up. Communication good here for Heroic, and it's enough for the swing. sjuush hits the headshot, 3-0 start.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. Handled. That time it did get messy, so those reinvestments I was talking about, they will come through. We're not going to get the unbridled aggression of Heroic here on these MAC-10s. mantuu gets into his AWP early here, but Cadian going to continue forward with the AK-47. So we need to get mantuu activated early here. And look, this isn't necessarily an AWPer's paradise, but just for his confidence throughout this. Valde, last time OG played this map, they've only played it 1 time. They played it against that of Astralis. Were able to pick up the victory on it, and Valde had a mammoth performance. So let's see when we see them have their second outing, just how the map looks. Default spread here. Nades towards top banana. Boiler control taken by Refresh. Nico on the other side of this.
Nico is just shoulder peeking for info, and Valde gets away with a mid pick through the smoke.
What?
Kind of ridiculous there, Valde. Nico's turn, and he's given it back.
All right, well, they put themselves up in a number advantage situation, and Nico's just gifted that one over. After the top nade aggression that chipped Flames down to 44, he's actually gone hyper-aggressive here. You can see just how crazy this kid is. He's pushed down, he's smoked deep, and he spotted something, and I think he's seen enough. He's going to pivot back towards the site here, and he's on his lonesome. Yeah,
there's no reaction here from OG. They aren't calling another player to go and help him. He trusted him, but that smoke, that's not good. It has a little bit of a gap, actually, he can work with. So maybe intentional here for Flames.
The positive here is, oh, hold up, mantuu has just cleared out top mid. That long smoke, they know that it's not A. They know 100% they can actually rotate Valde over to help out Flames now.
Finally, he gets that support network. He's done a good job at slowing them down. He's dispelled them away from going this attack. In 30 seconds left, they're boosting Flames up. That should be good for at least 1 here, and Valde has time to get back into the coffins. Here comes Heroic. They're going to be limited on time.
Smokes, mollies, flashes, here we go.
Valde sits back from behind the coffin, smoke up in front of him. Flames again in a good position, but methodical from Heroic. They drop the numbers. And now nexa and mantuu with no other option. They've got to save this.
Yeah, and look, if they... it's hard to criticize here because you think Nico's going for an info play, but they've just gotten that opening kill. He leveled it up to a 4-on-4, and in those situations, we say it tends to favor the Ts. So much utility left over for Heroic to go for that execute. You could see they had the necessary smokes of coffins and CT. The flashes and mollies were great. It eliminates certain positions that they have to worry about, and they do pick up this round.
The worrying part, this is the first buy round for OG. And it felt like Flames was doing enough that the setup they had should have been good to at least make it uncomfortable for Heroic.
Yeah, look, it's one of these things that if they're able to execute with ease and you're playing those standard positions like coffins and the boost, and there's nobody in sight making it jarring, there's no Molotov at their feet, there's no flash, like they are going to go through their paces, right? They are going to be able to clear out that site procedurally. And you can see it here from this angle. Coffin smokes lands, the same with the CT. We've got the molly towards Emo, the molly towards New Box. So as they run in, they already know what they're dealing with. And yeah, look, we didn't catch that from Cadian's perspective, did we? He makes it look super easy. Just a couple of bullets through the smoke, the laser beam of the AK, and well, in they are. So
yeah, it looks like the perfect procedure when it comes to the execute is exactly how your in-game leader would imagine it.
That's how you want them to go, right? You do your dry runs, you go over these round and round again. It needs to be well-timed, well-placed, and well, a bit of an aid on the toes of sjuush here.
This is quick.
Very quick.
It's charging up. Maybe trying to break through the lack of utility that OG might have. sjuush already charging down short, attempting to get the kill off the balcony. Valde once again tasked with a weaker weapon. Down to the long side.
Stown just went all the way back to spawn. The bomb was over towards TeSeS, and he grabbed the nade. So he's actually grabbed himself an extra HE to lob on up here and do a bit more damage towards Banana if he so chooses.
Banana's been super quiet here for Heroic, and OG have got to know that, but now some presence starting to come in.
And this is good, right? A simple flash over towards half wall, pushes the AWPer off the line, the molly towards sandbags, and they re-aggress again. Have to be careful now, mantuu.
Oh, mantuu spots the jump across. Sees Stown, confirms his position. Ned goes in, but it's all a ruse because Heroic are going back to A.
Well, they've seen the AWP. Let's hit A. Let's go.
There's 3 players here for OG. 50 seconds, much more time for Heroic to deal with this time. Smoke out to Library and Arch. Now they got to deal with a double mini-pit setup. Now, do they expect Nico to be here, especially with nexa swinging out with the rifle? You would assume he is the first player to take contact. You've also got Nico here, but nice my God, Stown, that's clean. And now Valde's turn to try and attack with the MP9, rattles away. And yes, a couple of kills for OG, but not enough to put them in a better position. And still Heroic with the numbers advantage.
Yeah, Flames is close, but surely he's the only one to have a look in here. mantuu has no business getting involved in this situation. Flames looking to do anything he can.
Get this pick. He has a smoke as well. Lovely headshot on Stown. And now trying to find another one. Flames has that. Oh, he's found another. Goes back to the pit and has now set up his teammate mantuu. He's so far away, though, and he's not going for this one. Oh, God, that would have been it. You got to feel for him there. You don't really expect Flames to ever get into that situation.
No, not at all, right? And you understand why mantuu's opted for this. It's the right call.
It is certainly.
It's 100% the right call. The fact that you know, he's going to sit there and go, where you at, mantuu? Yeah, I'm doing the right play, boss. But great stuff from Flames, putting on display that aim. If he had pulled that off on his lonesome, I think we saw a defuse kit there as well that could have been scooped on up. So that would have been
one of the best plays of the tournament so far.
That's a fun strat that everybody should run at home, especially if you're stomping in your matchmaking. You just send one guy out, see if he can clutch, and then just send the next wave through. But this was great from Flames. A couple of nice shots, refresh saving the day. And there you have it, 5-0. Blanked early ROG, but the max loss bonus means we do get the rifles back out. The change-up, well, nothing too wild here. Flames nexa, 2-man B defense, 3 over towards A. The AWP of mantuu going towards the short side. Valde locking down long, and, well, a default approach again from Heroic, just going through their paces here. Looks simple.
Well, Flames is under a lot of pressure. Luckily, Heroic not playing with it. Could have been a bit messy for him. Dumps a bit of utility just to try and consolidate some control. 2 mollies used up now in Banana for OG. Heroic realized they're draining a lot of the CT utility right now, and they haven't really even pressured too much.
This is interesting. If you keep looking at the radar of Heroic here, after they go through their early Banana utility, they go back to spawn and pick up some more nades to go again. Yeah. I think with some flashes and extra bits and bobs just there to give it another crack. So that residual extra utility they can keep buying just by virtue of winning these rounds allows them to have an extra layer. Now, it's not always going to be the same nades, but an extra layer of utility to try and pressure this Banana position, which we can see they can have for free right now.
They could still be down here. OG would have to, I think at some point, probably have to condition a little bit of Banana contest because eventually they haven't really challenged at all. We're all going to start taking their liberties with that.
The positive is mantuu's playing under porch with the AWP. Oh, jump.
Oh.
Cadian on the line. He spotted something. There's a lot of talking from Cadian now.
Another rotate coming back for OG, another player there, and in fact, Heroic are rotating.
It's on mantuu right now, Dinko. It's on mantuu.
And he has to hold from porch. It's not a position you can fall back from. It is going to be pressured here with the AWP. 20 seconds left. Can mantuu handle the pressure that is all on his shoulders right now? First is good. And now he's looking for the second. He's Nico trying to help him out. mantuu, oh, he's overrun. They jump across his crosshair. He's not able to do it. And now Valde trying to deal with this attack. 5 seconds, just enough time to get that bomb down. And Cadian burning in the fire has now got a clutch ahead of him. We've seen many from him before, and now he starts another. The first on to nexa. Flames and Valde in the 1v2. Cadian creeps to shore to flick up, and now just one left. It's Flames in the sight, tapping the bomb, and Cadian knows he's off it. So close, but Flames will best him. And the first round for OG is barely clutched in the hands of Cadian.
Oh, it looked like Cadian had that. It looked like he had it. Overstepping the mark right there, saw the barrel. Not able to hit the shot, but the 2 before were beautiful. I love that right there from both teams. Valde with a huge amount of impact there to make that one possible in the clutch. Cadian almost pulling this one out of his ass. And then the one before, right, the timing. mantuu gets one under the porch. Nico gets a kill to slow down the apps push, but then they waited, right? They actually waited. The time was so low at that point, so really well played from both teams. An action-packed round, but yeah, Flames walks away with a clutch to his name.
That's got to feel good for OG. Finally around on the board. Doesn't matter how you want it. You just need to start getting some rounds here. It's like a flash hole, getting Flames out of the position more than being aggressive. He has to get out of dodge.
Interesting that sjuush is in this one with a Mach 10 in place. Still has 2.1k in the back pocket, so could have opted for something a little bit more potent or a little bit less utility-driven. Let's see if that factors into the round right now as 4 members reside in Banana. As aggression is coming on in again. Some nades through, the push behind the molly. OG want to contest for this.
Yeah, and they got the flash ready from nexa. That's going to allow Flames to have a peek out. Oh, so close, but Cadian blinded, still hits the shot. And now it's the signal to go. sjuush with the upgrade straight to the A1S. Launches forward. Valde, just before the smoke comes up, gets eyes on TeSeS, but he's lost his teammate inside of the site. Now they got to go for the boost. Now they got to see eyes over here, but Stound wise to the tricks.
More than ready to account for that.
Yeah, now it has to be the save for OG. And this is rough. You just won your first round and you're immediately getting handed the reply.
And you feel, how did, like, it was Cadian blind or did he just shoot? Because the icon, right, sure, we know it can sometimes be a little bit misleading, right? But that looked great. It's exactly what OG wanted. The flash came through. 3 players looked to be blind doing the flashbang dance.
Shout out Jordan, nothing Gilbert.
Yeah, but they get on through with it, and now it's just another potential save play here. neeko and mantuu lying in wait, but... Oh, let's listen in on the chase here.
I'm sure the Danish fans are having a great time here. Now let's just spot a neeko. Take him out of position.
I love that, right? Just a detail for everybody at home, right? You could hear Refresh's communication up until the point he spotted neeko, and then you can hear the urgency in his voice, right? Like, this is one of the things we talk about with Counter-Strike in terms of the tone or how important communication is. Here's the Cadian replay. This is beautiful.
He was fully blind.
What?
He flicks.
What? Cadian what?
It's not even that his crosshair was in the right place, it's that he flicks through him while fully blinded.
Oh man, poor Flames. Okay, yeah, when you watch that one back in the demo, what are you meant to do? Like, what are you meant to do right there?
I mean, it was a good play for OG to get regress. You know, the flash was good as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
This is a rough spot they're in right now. nexa is yet to frag here. Flames unable to get away with that type of maneuver. Some of the little tricks aren't hitting. mantuu did save the AWP, and if you want to get him activated, you want to get him activated now. We can take a quick little look at his spawn, and it's in the middle of the pack. It's not like it's a good B spawn. It's not like it's a good A spawn. He's just going to have to play with the AWP in a standard variety right here. No run boost across mid. He's been taking the AWP towards this short side time and time again, but they need him in a round like this to find them an opening, and, well, I guess Heroic are happy with this B side. They seem to keep having success.
Swing out from nexa, like spotted. Refresh plays with a gap on the side of the right, and that is going to give them the opening.
Yeah, that's so quick, right? It's so quick to be top Banana. A minute 35 seconds, and Refresh has already pushed all the way up to punish any silly mistakes just like that.
neeko, be careful here. He has got mantuu, and as long as neeko stays alive, that allows mantuu to just fixate on this top mid position. But once neeko goes down, mantuu's in a very difficult position.
They've been mollying this, so do they continue to cross their T's and dot their I's?
He's in a different position now, move slightly more to the right, maybe expecting that molly to come through, but here they come. Missed shot from mantuu. That's going to give the space to top mid to Heroic. Now they're going to go long side, and mantuu trying to beat them there, trying to get into a position where he can contest, but there's so many numbers here. mantuu good for one, no scope on the second, gets away with 2. And that might just set up his teammates inside of this A side to get something done with the Deegs. And they're dirty Deegs, and they're done dirt cheap. Valde with another one. Looks back up to the balcony.
Flames
unfortunately,
again.
not enough done. It's all on Flames. The Deeg. And one's low, unfortunately. I don't get it done on the first time of asking.
Whoa, there's some moments here where it's just on that knife's edge. mantuu with 2. We wanted some impact. We saw it there. They didn't account for valde. It gets really chaotic towards that side, but Heroic again. You hear that roar, that battle cry, because they know they can't be losing to rounds like that.
This one is ridiculous from mantuu, but just imagine there's a better weapon in play, or neeko doesn't cut out of the pit. There's something here for OG.
They're keeping it close, right? That's the thing. These are close rounds of Counter-Strike. Just not able to get the killer blow. Aggressive down mid. This is a change-up.
very different here. Valde might catch them. Katie has the bomb. He has no idea. Valde with one and now spots the second, looking to strike back on the TeSeS, and he'll do exactly that. Nico not getting anything from his apartment's play, but Valde's doing more than enough. 3 kills and Heroic down to just 1. That's a change up for OG.
And this is what we like from OG, right? One of the keys when we've been watching them play throughout today is when they like to fight. They take the initiative, they flash for each other, they get stuck in, and a big smile on Valde's face there, knowing that he's instrumental in a round like that. You can see the flash assist from nexa there, dealing damage, well, visual damage on Decadian, and his retinas go white. And Valde continues just to look for these fights. He knows that AWP was overseeing business, and that's where mantuu found the final kill. Great stuff from Valde. We're seeing that star potential that we know from many years ago. But just by virtue of how close some of these rounds have been, they've already managed to make Heroic splash their cash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're already down the bottom of the barrel. 2 Galils, the AWP, 2 AKs, but not a lot of money will be going forward here. It's only going to be a 1,900 loss bonus into the next. And we've already seen OG in a similar situation. They start down in the dumps, they break the economy, and then they battle back. But this time, they'll have to do it on the CT side.
That round wasn't sustainable, though. They can't do that every time. So that's their opportunity to get back into this. But now they've got to start picking apart this attacking side. Valde getting aggressive into the apartments, picks up early info, and mantuu goes for the mid pick.
That's what we're looking for. Now, how do Heroic respond? Traditionally, when they've lost a member early, it's been quite quick to take space elsewhere. Looks like they're pumping the brakes as it's just refresh over towards the boiler room. Cadian in search of a pick has sjuush and TeSeS behind him, and that's the pick they're looking for. Now he's thrust forward. Nexa needs to stop this.
Oh, nexa ready for them to cross into his crosshairs. 1 on the head shot, and unfortunately for him, can't quite follow up onto TeSeS. Now mantuu's arrived to the party. Signals the AWP. Goes for his best Cadian impression with hitting ridiculous shots. Unfortunately, for him, not finding it. So 3v3 OG will have to play the retake.
Well, Valde is just starting to move away from A now. He's currently still in the side as he makes his way towards library, looking for a lurk, looking for a flank coming in late here. Smoke starting to fade. Kits are in play. Utility's good too. OG can go for this.
They just resmoke coffins, though. That is going to buy another few seconds and make things awkward. sjuush in the back of the site gets 1. Traded out by Valde, but this time they've got to go. Heroic have to get into the site or hold the site, and OG have to push forward right now, otherwise it's done. And they realize at this point not enough was found, not enough space was taken. It's a safe call for OG as they back away.
Yeah, and that's when you're in two minds, right? You could see a bit of that there. It's like, okay, well, mantuu's been denied, and his best point of access would have been through that coffin's position. Not the easiest retake in the world, especially where sjuush is standing in flames with an AWP and getting himself a kill. But this is on Decadian. He finds the response. It allows him to have the avenue into the B site. He does go down to nexa, but is traded, and that's what you're looking for, the fundamentals to fall in your favor. Another timeout called. It feels like we're getting one of these every second round at this point. Heroic, aware of the financial situation, have opted to take a second timeout. It's important to talk through the buys in rounds like this. You know, you can sometimes get a little bit quick on things and somebody just auto buys or goes, I can buy an AK, bang. But at this level of Counter-Strike, you need to make sure that you're listening to what the boss man wants. You know, you need that util, need to work out, okay, are we going to go for something a bit more poppy, a bit more pacey? Do we need something slower? Heroic are one of the teams who are very good at playing what they have, right? They always seem to have a maneuver for the type of weaponry or utility that falls into their buy.
Also, sometimes buy pretty unorthodox weapons. They're good with everything. I remember seeing a lot of P90 usage last year out of Heroic, so certainly no stranger to working with weaker guns. And while they've got to do that again because of OG doing damage in the last round, it's forced these Galils out again here for Heroic.
Well, let's see if they can retain the number advantage. mantuu looking to manifest an opening. That smoke has created a gap and
the
back out.
Oh, he's got it. He's managed that 1 kill. Not only that, but getting back is the essential piece to that. And does he find Cadian? Oh, he does! mantuu comes away with another 1 and 3 for mantuu. Huge start to the round. And mantuu finally has arrived in Katowice on this matchup. He's looking for a 4K, nearly. A refresh will deny.
Now I'm going to hold my breath for a second here because Heroic, I'm sure they're down 2 men, but they might be able to pull this one back. We've seen some crazy refresh moments before. The bullet's not too far off as it will just be down by his side. They can get that bomb picked on up, but Banana is currently held by Flames. He still has a HE in his hand. They still have top mid control.
It's down. That is nearly ridiculous, luckily for Flames. He's able to stay up. nexa calling his own rotation back and Heroic calling the save call.
Yeah, they were already starting to work out who's going to pick up the AWP. Right? I think you heard from Valde say, yeah, you pick up the AWP on short side, so they're aware that it's likely to see a Heroic save here. And we were just discussing the finances, so this is a very important round, and it's a very important save. I think Heroic should be very happy with 8 rounds already, but there's one of the interesting things, I think, with a map like Inferno, it's very 50-50. Like, I think even at certain points, it's been T-biased, right? So this is a map that, for the longest period of time, has had a CT lean, but with just how good the utility usage is, how teams are able to, you know, play this map in a multitude of different ways, you see the T's finding a lot of success. So Heroic are probably pushing to get themselves 9, maybe even 10, right? Especially considering the lead that they have. But we've been talking about mantuu a lot, and we've been wanting to see this level of impact. We haven't had a lot of it up until this point, but when you're the AWPer in a team, you're given the best gun in the game, right? With that comes a lot of responsibility. And right now, mantuu has done a great job to put his squad in a position to break this Heroic roster and come back here within half number 1.
Well, the money is on his last legs here for Heroic. Luckily, they did save a couple of weapons that bolster this buy.
You said unorthodox. We got refresh into a UMP. You know, the Tech 9s, we love those.
Don't really see the UMP too often anymore.
Not since we haven't seen Flusher in the server for too long. Used to love that one. Great weapon to use in Pop Dog on a map like Train. It was great to use in Drop Zone on Cobble as well.
While it was OP, some people would say.
Yeah, it was, especially the armor pen, right, was what made it so potent. But they only have a smoke and a flash right now to work with. Ooh, and they're down it, man. So,
well, they only have 4 players.
This gets
smoke
rough.
And flash to work with. Even less. They'll use that smoke up as well towards long side. Do they elect to boost this, OG? They are indeed going to go for the boost. This is surely a common and expected play.
Wait, what?
And because of that, Kitty and TeSeS, they counter it. And now nexa, he's been quiet. Let's see if he can light up a little bit of noise. He's on the balcony, diving down. 1 and 2 for the in-game leader. He goes back up for 3. And before the bomb even goes down, it's OG with 4.
Trigger discipline right there from nexa, isn't it? Anybody, you know, could be going for that first frag, but bides his time and wins the round, confirms it, and pushes Heroic down to the doldrums.
It's the decision to drop down off the balcony as well. It's so cool to see. Quick shot from mantuu. And you've touched on the fact that we're seeing more out of him. It's great to see that because we are also seeing Flames cool down. And he was unbelievably good in the first 2 maps. And he hasn't really been able to deliver that same impact. So if mantuu can start to fill in some of those holes, this can be very exciting for OG.
Yeah, Flames is obviously tasked with this B side of things, right? And he's had to deal with a lot of utility. And well, there's a flash and a flurry as TeSeS was very quick on his lonesome to force them back off the line. But you're not going to be too concerned about this type of a buy from Heroic. This is not a round that OG should be dropping any day of the week.
No, not at all. And, you know, speaking of Flames, I'm pretty impressed that he wasn't in endpoint for that long, but yet he's gone full British. Every time I hear him, he's doing some sort of...
yeah, his accent, right? No, for sure. I remember talking to him on a media day or something along those lines. Oh, he's got a bit of a twang to him, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he was shouting "Mandem" the other day. I was like, he's gone far down that rabbit hole.
I think when you spend enough time with like Mighty Max and co, you're probably going to pick up a couple of things.
Oh, mantuu repping the British flag here. Union Jack in play. The Union flag is not actually on a post, so there we go. That's another fun fact for you, Chad.
Yeah, I thought he was rocking the Polish one. Maybe he can change whenever he wants.
If you're in Katowice, you take the Polish one.
Yeah, right? I would say so.
Yeah, you got to get the fans going for that one.
You got to play both sides. That's why when the cricket's on, if Australia wins, I'm happy. If the UK wins, I just don't talk about it.
Well, that's because the British media talk about it enough. Refresh and Kedian, last players left. They're gone. 5 up for OG. And also 5 rounds. Now comes the difficult part. Heroic will have money back in their bank. They're not going to have that up on Kedian, though. It is going to be rifles available, and they will have enough for utility. Maybe a few weaknesses here and there.
This will be the 3rd timeout of Heroic here within this first half, so that's quite curious. You can see, look at it. That's a sped-up nexa. That's him doing it double time. Knew he had to get that round locked onto the board. But this is a pivotal point right now in the game because an 8-7 on the half, we had one of those over there on Overpass. Heroic have been pretty tidy here on the T side of things, but it is the last 3 rounds consecutively now for OG as they start to build a bit of steam. mantuu leading the charge, 12 kills for him alongside Valde. On the other side of things, Kadian and Stown with 10 apiece. Those are the players in double digits so far throughout this game, but let's see. Do we go back to something a little bit quicker for Heroic here? It is just rifles in play. They can be more nimble. mantuu again for information, wants to fight, likely knowing there's no AWP on the other side.
Do they challenge now that they realize it's been 3 or so rounds? mantuu is willingly peeked down middle. Looks like Heroic are calling just to let that utility initially be used up for OG, because they don't have much to go blow for blow on that. So might have just let it be used up here.
Yeah, one of the keys is you want to get boiler and halls control. That's a good way to apply pressure towards top mid, comboed with an arch smoke as we've just seen, and then the AWP will have to drop back through threat of being run on down. And Banana, things are starting to get a little bit sketchy. Spam through the smokes, and they will drop back. nexa hanging around to set up Flames.
There's top mid flash from Kadian at the ready.
The B-bomb site has no utility left, you know, so Flames and nexa are just operating with rifles here.
Maybe they have a little dumped util set. Maybe they can go pick up at some point. We'll see if that is the case, but right now, flash about to go on into Banana. Flames is going to be stuck at car. Flames blinded, forced back. It's going to have to regain nexa here.
They both play in sight. There's no mollies to displace Flames and nexa from the dark and the new box. There'll be smokes for CT and for coffins. The flashes are great, but OG are actually set up in a decent defense. I know they're on an island. I know the rotation is miles away, but there's no mollies. There could be multi-kill potential here.
And even if they take it, there's not much utility here for a retake either, so you really need to do some damage. 20 seconds left. Heroic sending the numbers into the site. nexa this time posted up on top of the new box. It's Flames with the first headshot. Stown has his head cleaved off, and Flames is buying time. TeSeS swings out with a kill. nexa denying the bomb plant, keeping them off of it, and finally they commit to the plant because they needed to get it down. That was good job done from nexa to make things uncomfortable, but Refresh is about to make things super uncomfortable for OG.
They're not accounting for this. Nobody's looking.
No one's going to be ready. No one is going to be expecting Refresh to be swooping in behind them. He's forcing them to drink from the poison chalice. He's down and falling away. He knows he's done his hard work. And now it's on to the rest of his team inside of the site. TeSeS in behind the pillar. Nico will forcibly remove him from his spot. But Kadian, don't forget about him. He's going to peek, and he takes down the diffuser. And that is Heroic, who pick up their 9th.
That is perfect lurking right there from Refresh, right? To get the first and then not commit for another, it gives OG 2 choices. Do we quickly thrust forward onto the site and try and deal with a 2-on-2 situation, or do we deal with Refresh, who we know is going to be coming behind us at one point or another? Unfortunately for them, it was a CT plant, Dinko, so Refresh was set up for success no matter what happened here. You can see Nico trying to be cheeky about it. Kadian gets him off the defuse, and then Refresh swings on out to finish the round. But here we go, final round of that first half.
Important information for Valde being picked up on this second mid-aggressive play. Doesn't see anybody, but he's going to hold up his position at that window. His backpack.
Oh, he's spotted.
He's got too big of a backpack. And now he's been spotted indeed, and he'll be neutralized. Luckily, Flames and Nico having a bit more success. And that is suddenly OG in the lead with a player count.
Oh, Stown's going to need help.
Is he getting aggressive? He's on the edge of the smoke. Nick goes down and halves the health of sjuush, and Refresh trying to take up the mantle here for Heroic, but it is going down the bin. It is now a 4 versus 2, and all of these Heroic players remaining are damaged up. And look at the utility available for OG that they go back and pick up and spawn. Also, shout out to our Observer team catching all of that, keeping track of that dumped utility.
Well, we've seen Flames use this smoke a couple of... Oh, he spotted the toe. I think the jig is up on this one here, unfortunately. Heroic, you're low, and now you're noted. And look what they're running back into.
Yeah, mantuu, all he needs to do here really is peel away with 1. Smoke's coming in towards A. Missed smoke from Stown. Oh, a little bit of a panic. A missed shot from mantuu, and now they decide, well, we're going back B. And mantuu hasn't seen them cross into top middle, so still alert that they're going to have to go to this B site. OG will have 3 players here ready to close out this half. If Heroic can find a way out of this one, I will be shocked. 19 seconds. Heroic still have to deal with nexa at the back of the site. They get on towards the site itself, but nexa sweeps out, finds the follow-up, and 6 rounds as OG recover the first half. We've still got a game here as we head into the second half. Make sure you don't go anywhere. It closes after this.
Too short, one up.
I'm on this short.
Up, planning you, bro. Too short. Up, planning.
Nice one.
Yes to plan. Default.
Wait, I have timing. I have timing. Wait for me.
Yeah.
Wait for me.
Maybe on haywagon.
Wait for me. I have timing.
He's
Deep
mid.
short. You have smoke.
Can you tap the bomb?
You have smoke in front of you to your right, Valde.
I cannot tap the bomb.
It's not short. Short. Bomb behind haywagon.
Nice. Spotted.
We need better comms. I didn't know he could exit short. Come on. I thought he was
maybe
planting
someone
inside.
control for me because I need the sound.
All good. Nice round. Good job.
The second half returns, the resounding noise there from nexa, the fact that they need better comms, Sponge.
Yeah, look, playing into that piece we just played with Mantuu right there, talking about wanting to be on one road. Well, they started to head down the road to a comeback. 9-6, they've salvaged the half. They're looking like they can give us a bit of a fight here. Pistol round about to get underway, and a little bit of util in the hands of nexa and Nico. The 1x bet odds still as close as you like, but Heroic, they've been looking sharp. Let's see if they can close this one down in style. Passive start with just down the lone B defender. Flames to fight him, top banana. We saw this battle on the T side pistol too.
It's going to clear out the half wall, top banana being fully checked right now for OG. Flames with some responsibility, just spot out Stown, and now comes the utility for OG.
Retake.
And Heroic have decided they're going to back away for this one.
TeSeS has a smoke, a flash, and a kit as part of this, and Stown can soften up as the bomb's getting planted, but they're not going default. Oh, yes, he is.
They win it out, though. And now here comes Nexa's turn to try and strike into this one. Nico's been pulled out of play by that HE, and that bomb's still not down. Mantuu trying to do it. Eventually, he will. Are his forces enough? Oh, Flames, he turns back. Oh, what? That is unbelievable from Flames. 4 kills. He shuts down the attack from all sides. That retake looked almost perfect for Heroic in terms of how much pressure they were putting on them.
Well, turns on an absolute dime right there, Flames. That was mental from the youngster. We've seen him doing it time and time again, but impact being felt right here. Let's watch it one more time. The banana kill's coming his way.
How does he get away with this?
Oh, on the reload. Bang, Stown goes down and just able to finish off sjuush there as the final player. Huge from Flames right there. You love to see it.
Oh, that is going to fire up his team so much. Heroic.
They need it.
Oh, they're down to the force. Good. Look at that ridiculous HE. Flames is down to 19.
They have a couple more to work with here as well. Sjuush and Refresh with a few more. Stown in the last round actually had an extra nade left over. That's how he was able to take down Nico. I thought, well, that nade didn't do a lot of damage, but then he was gone. So I'm loving the tiny little details that we're getting here out of both squads. But with the walking wounded, what tends to happen when you're in an anti-eco? You're already walking on eggshells. You don't want to walk into a stack and you don't want to be pushed. But now that you're low and your entry fragger of all is completely busted, this means somebody else needs to step up. This means when they do decide to finish on a site, someone else needs to take that initiative. Because worst case scenario, they sit and they wait to the last 30 seconds and they run into a stack.
Well, the damaged goods of Flames will be sent forward first still. The low HP player with the weakest gun. But here comes OG. Smoke down into CT. Stown's going to be removed from play. It is, again, this retake setup. No one's inside of the site, so OG given the site easily here.
Oh, Stown needs to be very careful here. Chipped away to 3 HP. Another dink done, but it's all unconfirmed damage. Go for the double dip. Save what you have. There's no way to know that Flames, nexa are both really, really low on HP right now. Seeing the 5-7 come back into fashion here, aren't we?
We are. I think Flames put it back in fashion on map 1 of Ancient with some ridiculous moments as well. I think it's just better than the CZ at the moment.
The kill reward of the CZ always upsets me. But I like it on the pistol round. Like, imagine like top heart, it's really quite nice to have, or like in Boiler Room on Inferno on the pistol. But when you get into rounds like this, it doesn't feel as tasty.
But even the rapid kill can still be picked up by the dual Berettas now. And it's much, much cheaper.
Yeah, you're bang on there. $300. I am converted to a Julie's fan. They've been useless forever.
Yeah.
But now it's nice to see them getting a bit of spotlight.
The most famous clip of the dual Berettas was the NIP meme, like everyone buy Julies and crouch around.
Yeah.
That was like the most famous clip ever of dual Berettas.
I used to just call it out all the time, especially when they cost a little bit more, right? But now I can justify it. Now I want to see more and more of it. I know Jason Moses O'Toole's a bit of a fan as well. But this is OG not out of the hot water just yet. Sure, they were able to pick up the round, but these saved pistols and armor are still in play. 3 smokes remaining, 2 flashes as well, so Another round where they will need to work hard and make sure they don't get ahead of themselves. Flames won't have to worry about any HEs this time, so just a smoke to wait. His own utility and response, and they're just going to go through. So confidence from OG here, starting to spill on over into some of these decisions.
Oh, Stoun's the first player up. They still got to deal with that boost, so that's going to work out. The distraction sets up TeSeS, but mantuu, systematic destruction of two, and Gideon's turn, but it gets overrun. And now we got to look to sjuush and refresh. Couple of shots going through the smoke with a 5-7. Flash going up for refresh. There's still a smoke available on sjuush, but he's decided he's not moving. He's stuck on A right now.
Yeah, looking for a bit of a lurk right now. Same thing again, we've had this conversation today already, and when you're in a scenario like this, they both have head armor. These are actually going to be quite nice to carry through to the next round of play. Refresh, seeing if he can find another kill on the way out the door, get himself a bit of an upgrade. But no need to throw everything away, right? You're going to give them an extra $300, and you're going to lose everything going into a dud round. So, right, making the most of this. Good stuff from OG, though. They leveled up the playing field, and it's quite distinct, right? Within, I think the scoreline at one point was 7-1. Now we're looking at a 9-9 game. So how quickly the tides have changed. This has been not one-way traffic, but definitely a change of for OG in the last few.
Similar stories to other maps within this series. Comebacks, having to get back into play. mantuu, clean as you like, dismantles the boost and first oranges in one movement.
Necessary from mantuu, right? His impact has been missing on other maps, but this is the time to step up. This is the third and decider. We'll forget about the rest if you're able to get across the line here. So, necessary impact.
He's going to take out the role that mantuu was doing in the first half, which is trying to pick up that first kill of the round with some mid-play.
This looks like a set piece. This looks very set piece heavy from OG. The fact that they have 4 players already over towards second mid, getting control of Boiler and Halls, means that we... Oh, and they boosted. Yes, this is a set piece indeed. Looking like they want to try and waterfall out of apartments here. We have a 2-man mid setup onto the short side with Refresh and sjuush. Cadian over towards long. And it's definitely just going to be a waterfall out of apartments. If they circle jump around to short, this might get messy for Heroic.
Oh, do they read sjuush's position? His setup upper and lower with his teammate down below. It could be enough to gleam a couple of kills here. And sjuush is going to pick that up now, diving down. NiKo quick to the trade. And now we have to look to the side play. Valde's already in with a bomb on his back. He'll plant that in the back corner.
Trading places here, aren't they? Nexa is the linchpin behind all of this. He's the man keeping them sandwiched in.
And refresh. Flash to the pit. Heroic trying to get closer to the site. This bomb not yet down, but mantuu, important kill. Headshot onto refresh. Has drawn these numbers back. And the bomb finally will go down. Nexa trying to get out of Boiler. Spots the head of Gideon, but can't do much about it. The shot of the AWP is quicker, and Stoun burns away. Valde inside of the site. Now we have to look to NiKo, who's on 9 HP, alongside mantuu in the apartments, who suddenly is alone. And just like that, Heroic back into the winning position. mantuu has to pull them out of the hole. They have no idea. They have no idea he's inside of the apartments. They have absolutely no idea, but now he's giving it away. His position now known, but he dives. He repositions the bomb in the back corner. It's the stick. mantoo's been pulled into it. He's off the bomb, though. Stoun is off it. And so damn clean. Some style points for mantuu.
This is the impact we're talking about. We say his name and he seems to be stepping up time and time again. mantuu there just stealing a round away. The retake, it looked like they had no business. The molly was good. The shot through the wall onto NiKo. He's going to be, hey, come on a second, let's play fair. But mantuu able to pull this one out of his back pocket. And with the bomb where it was planted, sjuush couldn't, Stoun couldn't just sit it. And mantuu with the crispy little one tap.
Imagine being in that situation. The time's ticking. You're desperately trying to get to the bomb when it's not even planted for you, and you just go for the little tap.
All right, well, OG are going to be fired up right now. They've put Heroic in a precarious situation. Cadian into an AWP again. There are rifles around. Util is skimped. They've gone for a 3-man B lane, and one of the keys to Heroic success on the past in a map like Inferno has been taking an extra gamble or two. Now, let's see how lucky Cadian's feeling if he's got his rabbit foot with him here today, because they are going to need that. They're going to need them to walk into this B bomb site. If they were to operate through apartments and up short again, they have almost a clear passage. Crowd control utility there. Top banana. And the sandbags mollied back, cleared off, and the first piece of real estate taken for OG now. Valde's already slipped up through the apartments. Not a single nade, not a single step has been felt, as they looking to gear up towards this A quite quickly.
Refresh throws the incendiary down. Again, this double stack setup refreshes. His job is to take the initial attention to set up the rifle swing from sjuush, and he will certainly do that. Swings out for one, and now Valde and Mantuu just like that are the last alive. And this round ain't looking good.
Yeah, Valde in the boiler room here has so much work to do. Stown even has him pinned on him from behind. Jumps up behind, makes the sound cue. Valde knows where one is. This could be the first of many. Barrel spotted, first kill comes in, and Valde has 30 seconds. There's time to work away here. Even kills, even a couple more frags would be pretty nice to get, but I think he's called the save. Already starting to backpedal down second mid. We'll call this 10-10, and tied game again here. That was the worst case scenario. You know, if they had smoked off the long side, they could have almost gotten up straight through short and apartments for free, but they had no idea what lied in wait. So calling straight into heroic setup there, they did get fortunate. Cadian did get lucky with that more gambly style stack that he had called for. But 2 AWPs retained right now. So we should see the secondary AWP land in the hands of Stown. He's the one who tends to do those duties over here for heroic. Valde saving, the buy can come back in, but this is crazy. Like, you can see sjuush, she's like, well, I'm going to mop up the kills when Refresh dies. Refresh gets two, so...
But actually, I'm going to just swing anyway.
That's what I like, you know, sjuush he's playing the situation correctly, but he doesn't get anything out of it, so...
sjuush has a fan base among analytical talent, I think. People really love what he gets out for heroic. Here we go, OG. Utility up through banana, it's quick. He's got a little bit of sting in it. Stown. Oh, the flash to keep him alive.
Look at all the damage done. Nico and Flames both very low here.
OG were hot and heavy. Now they've had to cool off.
Yeah, they've been denied banana control early here. They did not really force that much out of heroic. No rotations come in. They're staying stoic on the A site with 3. Katie and Arch with the AWP. Refresh and sjuush as that combo to lock down pit and short. And that's exactly where OG are trying their luck. 4 players up through the apartments.
Oh, this setup is looking good for heroic in the pit. Refresh. Once again alongside sjuush. This time sjuush is the player taking the initial attention. They've even got Cadian to help out. Flash is good. Refresh now dealing with a drop down. It's an absolute massacre in the pit right now. OG losing numbers. Nexa, Mantuu just dancing with that. They're nowhere near each other at this point. sjuush is wrapping around, playing with his foot, but Mantuu has had enough of the bullying. Finally stands up for himself, but that bomb is on the balcony.
Good smoke here.
Have to get back up to the bomb, though. That's the problem. That smoke, that might allow the pathway
has to be
get to it, but TeSeS is taking the risk. TeSeS is taking the risk, and is it going to pay off? He's up on top, and oh, he will! He will get the kill on Nexa. And now it's all on Mantuu. And the bomb is still up in the balcony, 14 seconds left. It won't happen. Stown takes him out.
Oh, hard to identify there in all the chaos, right? Like, we can see quite clearly where the bomb is, but for them, they're just looking, they're glancing at their radar, and they see the blinking dot. They're hoping that it's dropped down towards the pit, so at least Mantuu could get his hands on it, but not to be the case. And, well, now OG are feeling those financial woes. This setup looked almost impossible to break with the attack coming, right? And we're very fortunate we get to see that happening. And they did make it a closer round than expected. The fact it comes down to a 2-on-2 situation, OG did a good job, but it never should have been theirs. Just with that setup, it never should have been theirs. And now it is the pistols.
Oh!
Shot from Katie in there.
It was nice against the pistol.
Yeah, look, let's see how forward he stays now that he knows what he's working against, because the AWP alongside of sjuush is the only defense of this site. I know that they only have Glocks and a couple of Deegs, but it could still fall apart.
There's an actual chance here through short.
Cancel that. There's the bomb. Yeah, we'll turn it off. No more hope.
Yeah, the Hopium supply now off. Heroic. Looking to Valde slips on by the net. Just one player left. Flames, we know he can do some nasty deeks, and just like that he will. Now supposed the second player in the site here, Flames. And he finds something with it. He's looking for the follow-up. They're giving him opportunities here. A minute left. Again, you have to remember there is still 2 players up, not just the one in the site. And fortunately for Flames, just a little too difficult there. 12 rounds for heroic. They dispatch the pistols, but that means OG now have money for the buy again.
Yeah, and what's the call going to be coming out here? Would be a pretty good time of the game right now to get Rugger involved, see what calls they're looking to make. This is a really nice looking buy. There'll be no AWP possible for Mantuu here. Valde having a good game, 17 for him, Mantuu as well, 19. So those two have had impact, and we've been saying Flames' name quite consistently here too. But this is 3 now consecutive rounds for heroic as they are putting up a strong defense.
Well, Kadian starting some dominance. Down with a banana rush. Allowing the full task of picking up that AWP to fall into the hands of Stout. And that's a lot of control taken here for Heroic, and OG funneled into the A play. Good flash to get down off the angle. sjuush swings out for one. Good trade out from Nico.
Oh, wow.
TeSeS does damage, but not a single kill. How are they all alive? Valde's on 1 HP and mantuu with a headshot. Now it all falls on Stout in the middle of the site.
What a nade.
He's only got an op. Then in catches out Valde, and TeSeS so clean. We've seen some ridiculous transfers from him in the past, and he's shown he's still got it. 13 now for Heroic.
I wish Stout knew just how perfect that nade was there, and you can see Kadian getting fired up knowing what this means.
It's so ridiculous from TeSeS. The second shot,
But this is the Biffy style that we've had throughout today, right? And this is why I really like watching both of these teams in the server, is they're not afraid to take these fights. Look how early in the round this is happening. I'm sure a lot of you have been watching Counter-Strike over the last 2 years. Wow, whippy.
It's so disgusting.
Beautiful stuff from TeSeS there. And they're fired up now. They know that they're so close to picking up this series. Kadian, the war cries, letting them know what that means. And you love to see the passion here today. And of course, TeSeS Stone Cold. A bit of a smile there as well. Known as a bit cheeky with a smirk.
There's very few in-game leaders right now that fire up as much as Kadian, right? He's got that power to just ignite the team.
Yeah, an emotional leader. But emotions probably starting to get into a dark place for OG, knowing they're back onto the pistols here and likely to forego a 14th round. Now, they've opted to purchase 4 smokes. That could be telling here of a set piece. Maybe try and make something out of these deagles.
Dave from Refresh. Down into second middle. Flames at top banana.
Yeah, I think mantuu's going to flash him half wall here, but nobody from Heroic is playing behind it. So the flash and go won't net them a whole lot, right? It's just going to be, okay, well, we have top banana control, and then that's it. That's going to be it completely. Oh, mantuu not throwing the flash, so they're just going to allow... There's discussion here. There's definitely discussion here on what they want to do, right? Because when you have such limited utility, they used one smoke to help them get banana control. They used another one early as well. But now they need to use these last few pieces to actually make a play. Moto smoke.
Refresh. Again, him and sjuush have just been this dynamic duo with CT setups. This time, they've got the clothesline at the ready. sjuush gets the double this time. Refresh draws the attention away. Finally, they remove one side of it, but even then, TeSeS swings, and they've just got numbers everywhere. Finally, Nico getting into the round. But still 3 players to collect here for Nico. Starts to look for the first down mid. The comms clean there for Heroic to close it.
Okay, well, 2 more rounds, and Heroic will pick this series up. Has been a long one with each team picking up their map win. We started with Ancient. We moved on to Overpass. And now we're deep within the 3rd map of Inferno here. Every single game so far going to the double digits. And some big performances from individuals throughout the day. To have a bunch more best of 3s coming up on both streams throughout, so don't go anywhere. Counter-Strike. This is a 5-man A play from Heroic. Nobody B. They're 3 running down mid. It's a 5-man A play. What is this?
This is crazy, absolutely mental from Heroic. How do OG react to this one? They have taken top banana.
Okay, if Flames goes in now, it's empty, but he needs to go now. They're already rotating back.
Well, they're smoking. They're going for the smokes. And so they will have the site. That bomb's trying to get there, and so are Heroic. They're trying to get the numbers back here in time. They're sending out utility, trying to sever off the attack, trying to limit the numbers they can stay safely across. And now Stout over the top of the boost. It's one as he takes down Flames, and now the bomb trying to get over towards the site. They're spraying down. TeSeS trying to stop it. OG still down 2 players, but at least they're in the site here. Heroic, they've got numbers coming from all sides.
They're trapped in the site. They have no utility. They need to fight their way out. sjuush to come late banana. 4 CTs to come through CT and Ruins.
So much utility as well, chat, for this one. They can smoke off banana. They can sever the numbers. This is looking so rough. Valde having to take a risk with the AWP. It's a missed shot for him, but no! What? Oh my God, they pulled it back. And sjuush is down. How have OG won that?
3-on-5 situation, no utility, just bullets, and they just dismantle Heroic on the way through. That one is going to sting. You run down mid with a crazy classic Kadian call of 5 players towards A. You get the opening pick. You have reactive. Kadian calls it off. He calls the troops back. You're ready for the retake. The util's there, and you drop the ball.
He's just, nexa realizes we can't just sit in the start. You mentioned they're trapped. He realizes that, and he goes for the aggressive play. And that's what can happen when you got a fragging IGL like nexa. OG back in the game.
In a big way as well. Check out the buy here for Heroic, right? They went for something crazy. Now they've had to go for something a little bit more humble. Almost 5-7s across the board. There's only one P250 here. Flames back towards Banana quite aggressively early, but this time round it's a 4-man stack. Nice nade. Great nade. That is beautiful to see. If they execute in towards this B side, there are 4 on the other side. Now, again, there's plenty of utility to make this one easy.
But there is still numbers here for Heroic, and they haven't quite checked sjuush. It's Down that actually gets that pick, and now the rifle of Nico rattling away has them lined up. And they're all gone. No scope for mantuu.
I won't lie, I thought this game was done, right? I thought it was done.
I like it.
Should have been the 15th for Heroic just moments ago, and now there's a bit of extra life in the OG squad. They've just run into a stack, they got stopped at the door, and they're still able to convert the rounds right here. I think there's a bit of spamming of the bodies going on in the site right here. Nico really slathering on the paint.
And you mentioned just 2 rounds ago that OG are probably getting into a mental dark place right now when the game was looking like it was done. That's all changed now. With that opportunity, they start to believe again.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And look, after this matchup, the winner will go on to face the winner of Vitality versus Mouse. The loser will play the loser of that series as well. So the games don't get easier from here. We've seen Mouse Sports look fantastic throughout the play-ins, turning heads. JDC and Torzi on debut. JDC standing in, but regardless, and Vitality, they now have Zywoo with 2 of the legends of the Astralis roster, Magisk and Dupree, ready and raring to go. Now, this is where we do start to get into the business end. Buys are going to be a bit more few and far between here. 2,400 as the loss bonus into the next round for either team. Heroic are the ones who are going to feel the brunt of that a little bit more so. There's residual cash for OG just in case, whereas Heroic don't have that same luxury. Standard exchange of utility and Banana, no crazy aggressive hijinks. They've actually put their entry man of Flames over towards Apartment, so this is already a different look, and this should be telling that a different strategy is in play here as they start to bear on down towards Cadian and sjuush's position.
sjuush has just been so good on the CT side. He's always good for at least one. Let's see if he can manage it again here. He has to defend Cadian. Cadian's position almost solely relies on that balcony not going down immediately. As the AWP, you need time, you need space, and let's see if he can buy Zinkian leader that time. sjuush certainly will on the first. Flames is down in the smoke out, severs off the rest of the forces.
Is that it?
Slows it down, and now OG decide to call it off. But if they go back B, Chad, Stown's here right now.
Yeah, they're going to walk right into Stown. He should be good for this first kill here. Bullets will connect. Nexa drops. mantuu has to trade, but with the AWP, this is not going to be an easy shot to hit. And guess what? Stown's out of there.
You need a bit of magic now. There needs to be a surge of energy from OG in this round, and Stown, he's looking to just try and slow down any hope they've got. 35 seconds left, and OG with no control. Stown holds from first orange. Valde crosses into him. It's 1 for the CT side, and TeSeS in a good position. Nico on the double, and it's cleaned up. Heroic will reach series point.
Oof, they get that one done, don't they? In a big way right there. The kills after that, after Flames doesn't get the space, they just call it off. And they actually used a lot of resources to try and allow him to have that entry. So it feels Hail Mary. If Flames gets nothing done, well, then that was it. They didn't feel like they had a second maneuver left in their back pocket. They just limp in a little bit. I want to say it was just a last-ditch attempt, right? They didn't feel like there was too much into that. But they do have enough money to buy again. And look, they're going to need something magical here as Flames goes back towards that Banana position. Tagged on down early, but I'm off to a Flame. Banana control is his.
Oh, flash not quite good enough, but mantuu has taken liberty to take a top mid fight. He's actually bested Stown, so an important kill given to OG at the beginning of this round.
Cadian loves a gamble, right? Especially in moments like this in a game. He's more than happy to take the load on himself. He sent TeSeS over towards to join the counterparts on the A defensive sjuush and refresh. So Cadian, beautiful nade there, straight onto the dome of 4.
That's going to help things out for him. Now he's got to smoke as well to buy some time. He's leaving.
This is the thing, right? At this point, you have to call Cadian's bluff in certain situations. When you see the AWP there, you know that he likes to make a play or two. And by dropping back, he's actually given up the sight. So Nexa did call his bluff here with that AWP ringing out from so far away. The best option right now would be the save.
This round's all a battle of the mind.
Too many unknowns to go for this, right? We can see it wouldn't be a terrible idea, especially with the HP and utility situation for both sides, but the percentage play, right? Playing it by the book, understanding just the tail end and how the economy can be manipulated. They need to lay down their weapons, and they need to give a 13th over to OG. It's crazy that it's just that. We get a nade kill, and we have the opening frag onto Stown, and that's it. That's all it needed to around there, so...
Let's listen in to hear what they are sounding like right now.
Keep grinding. That's a message for all of you out there.
Yeah, keep up the grind.
Keep grinding.
Hustle. See what you can get out of this one. You know, if you're in silver, you can get gold. I believe you.
Well, this is where I talk about the economy a little bit more so here. Next round, 1,900 for either team, right? If 1,900 plus what OG have, right, would be a buy, but guess what? They'll have lost. So they need to make sure that they can push this one to OT. Heroic might find themselves, if they lose the bomb site again, in another save situation. This time 4 players towards Banana and nade damage on their toes both ways.
Oh, it's blow for blow. In fact, it looks like OG have come out worse for wear. Here goes Flames trying to unleash, but Stown stops him in his tracks. A little bit of the sting out of the play now. mantuu had the chance. You can't help but feel if that shot goes this way, the round looks different, but without that, it keeps Heroic in the driver's seat.
Well, they're into sjuush's domain now, and he's got backup. Refresh and Stown have gotten here in time. They're not quick enough to react. They don't want to push that top mid smoke, and well, all 4 of them gravitate now back over towards the boiler and apartments position.
Heroic have already done bucket loads of damage. OG are softened up already. They've still got some utility left. sjuush in particular with that itchy could be deadly. Flash going forward. sjuush holds with the rifle, bomb down first. itchy going soaring in, refresh alongside him. This duo have been unstoppable, unbreakable. And now just OG with 2 left. It's Valde and mantuu. Valde strikes in the first. And now it's just 1. mantuu in the clutch. Looks down below the site. So many things to find. And Heroic have done it. They've found their first win in Katowice.
Proud, Heroic looking good, looking hot to trot. They break their losing streak, and while doing that, they break the winning streak of OG. Fired up about that one, but OG looking good. This new roster with the addition of Nexa.